So I just wanted to show you that I am in fact testing this battery. I apologize for the noise in here. This is naturally a warmer room, and I'm pulling almost 10 amps on this to do it, and that's still well within the tolerances of my battery testing unit. I think we can do a 100 amp drawdown, but because this is going to take like 10 or 11 hours, I don't want to, just leave it to its own fan. So I got a fan going. So I apologize about the sound, but here's the proof that I'm actually doing it. I know you can't see that very well, but we're starting there, almost 14 volts. It's a 12 volt battery. It drops off pretty quick to like a little over 13. We're doing 13.27 volts. That's what the line data is saying. Drawing at 9.637 amps. So there's my little testing unit. You can follow the cables here. They go down to the battery down there. I'll show you the battery. Yep. So, yeah. Keep watching. Let's find out how this thing does. Hey, let's talk about this battery real quick before we get into the actual test results. So it's called Cenerius. It's a 12 volt 100 amp hour battery. The plastic feels a little cheap, but I mean, it is on the lower price end for a 100 amp hour battery. I think in time of recording this, it's close to $300. They did give me an affiliate code. I'll throw that in the doobly-doo. It'll also be in the sticky comment. There's a link. I think you save 5% or something if you want to buy this battery after you see the test results. As with all these batteries, who knows? Do your due diligence. If you want to stick to a more well-known brand, sure. But if you want to save a little money, I use some mystery Chinese batteries in my battery boxes, much smaller than this. But actually, the battery boxes are smaller than this. But, they work all right. I've done the 2 reviews previously on the channel on those. One of them tested really well. One of them definitely underperformed from what it claimed. But, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this one. We'll go ahead and show you that here in a second. But first, it's got a pretty cheap feeling carry strap, but it does work. The battery is 20-something pounds, and it definitely helps because the sides are smooth. You can remove it if you want. It came with Boggs standard screw-in post terminals. Not the best metal in the world. You could always buy some more if you wanted, but they worked fine for my test. Other than that, yeah. They've got a sticker here, yada, yada, yada. It tells you what to do for all their different types of batteries, not just the 12 volt. And then, don't get it too hot. Read the manual. As far as the manual, it's one of the best Chinese manuals I've ever seen written. It reads like natural English. I imagine it was written by a native English speaker. No Chinglish there or anything. That was kind of impressive. That always bothers me when companies don't spend a little bit of money to get a native English speaker to write their manual. And it seems like they definitely did that here. So props to that. All right, so let's talk about the test results. It's supposed to be a 100 amp hour battery. I started testing it the first time at about 3 amp drawdown, but in its infinite wisdom, Windows decided to reboot overnight, and I lost the test results. Had to recharge the battery and start again. So I drew down probably 40-45% of the battery that first time. And then I went ahead and recharged it. The 45% is based on how long it took to charge. I have a 10 amp charger. It took about 5 hours. A little over 5 hours, so I figure about 45 amps because efficiency and everything. So I did draw some down on it before I did this test, but I did recharge it, and then we went ahead and ran the test. The second time, I went ahead and ran it at, let's see here, 9.636 amps. That is what the testing software suggested, so I said, okay, sure. That was going to get it done a lot quicker too. So, as you can see on the screen, it stayed well above 12 volts until just before 100 amp hours had been drawn. And even then, it went past 100 and it was still at, 11 3/4 or something. We did draw 102.648 amp hours. It was about 1,300 watt hours and, just under 11 hours, 10 hours and 39 minutes. So, yeah. Am I happy with the battery? So it's $300-ish battery, which is pretty cheap for one of these. You can get some with bells and whistles that go to like $600 or $700. But you know, you're definitely losing a little here. These screw-in terminals are super cheap. They're just, you know, not the greatest. You could get better ones aftermarket. Like I said, the plastic is kind of cheap. I feel like it's not going to take a beating. If you ever drop this, it would probably crack, even if you just dropped it from, you know, 6 inches or something. It does claim to be waterproof. You know, I'm not going to test that because I'd like to have a functional battery. Yeah, would I buy it? If I was looking for a cheap battery, I would probably buy it. I've got 2 cheaper random Chinese company batteries that I use in my battery boxes for my radio. They're much smaller than this. I've tested them both on the channel. One passed with flying colors and the other did underperform a little. But this came in right at, what, 102 amp hours. It's supposed to be a 100 amp hour battery. That was on the second test. So, yeah. I think I would buy it if I was in the market for one. I was going to give this away to one of the neighbors for their RVs because a lot of my neighbors have RVs. And I was like, hey, this could be a goodwill gesture. But I think I'm going to keep it. You know, to test it, you can just put the terminals on. I just ran it to power pole because my battery tester uses the power pole. But the cool thing is here, I have 2 EcoFlow units. I've shown one on the channel, and then I have a much larger one that's like 2-something kilowatt hours. I have that little hack where I can take the power pole and convert it to 12-volt cigarette plug, and then I can put the cigarette plug into the EcoFlow units to, you know, augment their battery. We do lose power a lot here. That's why I have 2 of them. One for the sump, the small one. The other for the fridge and freezer. We were without power, I don't know, a month ago for several hours, and I was running on that. But the cool thing would be that in a more extended grid down, I could go ahead and keep this and, you know, top those off and buy myself more time, and or, you know, put these outside and charge them with the solar while the EcoFlows are running that stuff, and then bring them in, and, you know, when they're not cycling, then they would be topping back off. And yeah, so I'm going to keep it. I will say I tried to look for a battery box that would fit this, and there aren't a whole lot of options. I did find like a boat storage box or a trailer storage box that I can at least put it in to protect the terminals. It does come with the little rubber caps, but, you know, I'd rather have it inside a box. So I have that box coming. It'll fit in there. It's not really designed for this battery, but the internal dimensions work. Yeah, I'm satisfied with it. Do keep in mind that I did receive it for free, so even if I don't think I'm biased, there probably is some bias there. So do your due diligence. Do your own research. Don't just take my word for it. Maybe look at some other options. Try to see if you can find some other reviews, and, you know, just kind of feel us out. Some people are going to be more picky about other things, but I'm a pretty basic guy. I want a battery that, you know, does what it says it'll do. This does what it says it'll do. Beyond that, I don't really care. Some bells and whistles are nice. You could get a little bit better quality build if you wanted to spend some more money. But yeah, I'm happy. There will be a link in the description, a link in the stinky comment. They do have a discount code. It is an affiliate code. If you do buy one through the link, I get a little kickback. If you just want to go to their website and cut me out of that process, I totally understand. Yeah, I was just excited to get this battery and test it out. Yeah, that's the Cenerius battery, I guess. I'll see you guys in the next battery test, and if you'd like to check out the rest of the channel, feel free. I just noticed something that's going to annoy me now. So the stickers face this way, so if you're looking at it like this, let me show you. See how the text is legible that way? Well, up here, let me move the battery a little. Get my hands under it. So positive and negative by the terminals, if you can see that, is upside down compared to the sticker. So that kind of bothers me. They could have put the sticker text, I don't know. I guess not because of the cutout, but someone could have designed that sticker a little better. They could have had the instructions and warning information. They could have flipped that text and flipped the logo, but yeah, if that's my only complaint with it, then I guess it's all right. Be aware of that if you're OCD. Yeah, thanks for stopping by.